And welcome back, everybody, to the Patrick Carr Show. We talk a lot here about leadership, entrepreneurship, how to be the greatest version that you can of yourself every single day. And today's topic, I'll tell you, is no different. When leadership counts, all right? Everybody knows that there was this person, if you played sports, that was the captain of your team. Think back to like high school or college if you played ball there. There's a captain of the team, right? But oftentimes, wasn't the captain of the team not really the leader that we looked up to? I mean, I look back at, my football or basketball teams back in high school. I remember who the captains were, all right? But I also remember who the person we turned to when things got tough actually was. The captain was a cool little title that people could have, but the real captain of the team was who we turned to when things weren't going well. When, we felt like we were a little bit overmatched or the pressure started to get constrained on us right there. We turned to the real leader of the team right there. And I'm going to tell you this, that leadership in this world, leadership is not defined by a title. Leadership to me is, who are you going to turn to when things get difficult? Who are you going to turn to when, hey, listen, you know what? I feel like the pressure's starting to pour down on us right now and we don't know what to do. Leaders are the ones who take that burden upon their shoulders. I've talked about it before on this show, that they're the ones who are willing to bear the cross. They're the ones who are willing to say, you know what? I'm going to take this one on my shoulders right here. They may not necessarily have the title of being a VP in a company or even a manager or director, but I'm telling you, I have sat in meetings where there has been just simply a sales executive or a salesman, whatever you call them in your company, in a room of 20 people, who when the question is asked, they don't look to the manager, they look to that person. That's the real leader. And what are leaders? Leaders are people that are willing to make decisions. Leaders are willing to burden that decision on their shoulders. There's not many people like that in this world. Now, there are a lot of you out there who want to become better leaders, and I'm going to give you 4 steps today. 4 steps, 4 things you can do to become a better leader. And this comes with making decisions, because leaders make decisions every single day. And you have to. You can't sit there on the fence, all right? I mean, you just can't sit there and dribble the ball at half court while the clock runs out if you're the one who's been charged with making the game-winning shot, can you? You've got to actually take action. You have to do something. So let's talk about that, okay? When pressure is at its highest, what do the great ones do? How do they make decisions that are in the best interest of the team or in the best interest of their company? Because it's not an easy decision to make. And I'm going to offer you how I do it right here. There are 4 things that I do when it comes to making a big decision. Take them, adjust them, use them for your own, okay? The first thing you want to do, and the first thing that I do if you want to be a great leader in the moment, is you have to accurately identify the problem. Not what the problem could be, not what the problem is going to turn into, but I want you to actively identify the problem at hand. And when you accurately do that, what you're going to find is you define what it is to you today, all right? Recently in our company right here, we were talking about leads. We need more leads. We need more image. We need more presence online. Okay, we're actively defining the problem is we don't have enough, let's say, brand online. Now we've actively defined that. Now what a lot of you out there will do is you'll go down the rabbit hole. Then you begin to think, well, if we don't have that, then what if this happens? And if we don't get enough sales, then what if this happens? Well, if we don't get a storm right now in our contracting business, how are we going to have enough roofs that we're going to be able to sustain our business? Or, hey, listen, if there's AI is going to take over, then if AI takes over, then we're not going to have this. And you go down the rabbit hole, don't you? Think about your own business. There are 1,000 things that can define it right now. And there are 1,000 things that'll probably in the next 5 years will change it, adjust it, and make all sorts of things to it that you never even saw coming right now. So all you can do is accurately identify the problem that you have at hand. The second thing I want you to do, what information do you need to make a decision? This is such a powerful thing here. Sometimes as a leader, you're not going to have all the information that you need. Sometimes you have to consult people. So for instance, I'm going to really use the example of our company here at Blue Collar. We need more of a brand presence online. We need more people to see Blue Collar Media Group and understand exactly what we do so we can sell to those people and bring our product and put it in front of them, okay? Now, did I have all the information that I needed to make the decision about what we needed to do? No. So what did I do? I went and consulted our marketing company, consulted a third-party agency to give me some information, and then I consulted somebody that I believe in business and I believe is a good solid individual who has my best interest at heart. Side note, Always be careful you share good and bad news with, okay? You never know who might be used against you later. But I consulted. We get the information that we need after we have accurately identified the problem. Number 3, what constraints do you have on the solutions that are possible to your problem? Well, listen, do I have an unlimited budget here? Does any of you have an unlimited budget? No. So I'm sure if I had millions of dollars I could throw behind it, yes, we could go ahead and have a bigger brand. So we have a constraint of money. What is your constraint? Maybe you have a constraint of manpower. Maybe you have a constraint of technology. Maybe you have a shipping constraint. You're not able to get a product into the United States. Maybe you have a service problem right now. Training is your constraint. You can't train your employees because they're in different locations. Understand what your constraints are, because it's the only way that you can accurately identify the solutions. So you can't focus on those things that are outside of your control. The constraints are what they are today. Sure, do I wish that we had $100 million that was sitting in the bank account right now that we could throw at it? Yes. And could we have, if maybe Patrick had made better decisions 10 years ago? Sure, I could beat myself up about the constraints that we have, but they're the constraints that we have now. And you must deal with the hand that you're dealt today. Not the hand that you're going to be dealt in 2 years, not the hand that you were dealt a hand ago. You have one hand that you're going to play today. This is why I tell people, we've said in a previous episode, all you can do is work on today. Today is the day that you have to focus on, not tomorrow. So what you've done is you've accurately identified the problem, okay? Next thing you've done is you've found information that's going to allow you to make the best decision. You've identified the constraints that you have to solving that problem. And number 4, you make a decision and you take action. You do something. The worst thing that I'm telling you can do in any part of your life right now, if you want to be a great leader, is be indecisive. Take action and do something. And when it's wrong, you know what you'll do? You'll change and you'll do something else. But you have to take action, and you might fail. You might make the wrong decision, and then you have to live with that as a leader. But to sit there and to say, I will not do anything because I'm scared, to sit there and say, I'm just going to wait for a sign that gets thrown your way, boy, that is the definition of ignorance right there, and also borderline arrogance. You must identify your problems, your constraints, understand what the solutions are, but then telling you immediate action is what's necessary. And people get action a little bit confused. See, action is not sending an email or making a call. If you really want to take action in your life, it's going to take one thing: physical action, doing something physically. And I'm telling you, the best things in life, the biggest changes and shifts you will make, take physical action. It means that you're going to have to get up and talk. It means you're going to have to pick up the phone and make a phone call. It means you're going to have to do something you did differently than what you did yesterday. Physical action is what leads to radical change. There's no other way to have it. You're not going to sit there and have a discussion with somebody about your ideas, and then the ideas are just going to come to fruition, are they? I mean, the greatest people in the world, they don't just talk about it, man. They do it. I mean, imagine if you had, Elon Musk or some of these guys talking about this electric vehicle they were going to build. I mean, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be a nice conversation to have with an individual, but would it actually lead to anything? So you can have all the information you want. You can know your constraints. You can accurately identify the problem. But until you take physical action right now to solve it, it's never going to go anywhere. And so that can mean I really want you to think about whatever that problem is. Maybe you need to have that conversation with your boss, huh? Maybe you need to talk to your wife about something that's been bothering you. Maybe it's you've let a friend go too long using you. Maybe you've had a coworker that, you know what, it's about time you had that conversation with them because this has gone on just too long, hasn't it? There's something in your life right now that if you were a leader and you were strong and you felt like, hey, listen, I am somebody worth respecting, there's something you need to do in your life right now. Identify it, figure out what it is, get the information you need to make the best decision, find out those constraints and take action, physical action today. And I'm telling you, you're going to be in a place where you respect yourself as a leader greater tomorrow than what you do right now. That's when leadership counts, everybody. Leaders make decisions, okay? Leaders take action. We appreciate you all joining us so much here, all right? Hope this one brought some value to you in your life. And I'm hoping that you can go out there today and apply it to something so that you can be a better leader, look at yourself differently in the next 24 hours. Thanks for joining us here on the Patrick Carr Show. Hit the like and subscribe button. I know it gets repetitive. I know everybody says it, but it does let us know that you like the content that we're producing right here, and it lets us know to keep on doing it for you. Make it a great day out there, and we'll see you next time here on the Patrick Carr Show.